Hi there YouTube, and welcome to my presentation of my custom mapping for Traktor Pro 2. If you're using a Mixpreg or Mixpreg Pro unit together with a unit with at least 6 faders, 6 knobs and 64 buttons. This is an Akai MPD26, so it has 4 pad banks of 16 buttons, so it has 64 buttons. I've chosen to make this video because I'm pretty sure if I had to write all the documentation into a PDF file, it would take a very long time to write, a very long time to read, and would be quite hard to understand. So I think this is a better solution. So I hope you're patient enough to see this through, and if you have these 2 units, I hope you would like my mapping. And if you have one of them, I hope it could encourage you to buy the other to use this mapping. When I go over the mapping, I will start by going through the Numac, and I will only go through changes I have made. So if I don't mention a part of the unit, it's probably because it works just like you think it would work. So for my presentation of the mapping, first things first, I removed the scratch button, because if you have Traktor Pro 2, you would probably like to have control of all 4 decks. And I don't do any scratching in electronic music, so I thought it was nice to have all 4 decks. So right now, as you can see, if I press here, it starts playing Orbital with the box on deck A. If I press here, I can engage DJ Chesto on deck C. On the other side, if I press here, we have some Prodigy on deck B. If I press here, it crashes some Underworld on top of it. From deck D. So this gives me access to all 4 decks. So you can pretty much say if you can do something on deck A, you can also do the exact same thing on deck C, and the same goes for B and D. When I removed the scratch buttons, the touch sensitivity of the jog wheels were no longer in use, so I thought, let's take some advantage of that. So as you probably know, if you want to go from one side of the track to the other, it could be quite a hassle because it takes quite some time. So now you can place your hand on the right platter, and then when you start turning the left platter, it'll do a fast track search instead. And the same goes if you place your hand on the left platter, it'll do the same for the right deck. As a fail-safe, only the first one to be activated will be activated. So if I place my hand first on the right and then on the left, I can only do track search with the left deck, and the jog wheel on the right side will not change function. Next up is the loop section. I have changed the LED feedback, so now everything that has to do with auto mode will light up red. So when you activate the auto mode, it'll light up red, and if you activate an auto loop, it'll light up red, and when you switch back to manual mode, it'll light up yellow. Next thing was the effect units. On the standard setup of for the Numac Mixpreg Pro, you have access to effect units in group mode, but you only have access to the first effect in the group. So I thought that was a shame. So the view and tick button can make you switch which of the effects in the group you want to control. So if the first LED here lights up, every control I change, the effect will have to do with the first effect in the group, and if I press again, the second LED will light, and I can control the second effect in the group, and now the third effect in the group. Same goes for over here. Each deck has its own effect unit attached to it, so deck A has effect unit 1, deck B has effect unit 2, deck C has effect unit 3, etc. And if you switch active decks, so if you switch to deck C, I will now start to control effect unit 3 instead. The pitch bend buttons, I don't use them, I just use the jog wheel for small adjustments, so these will now assign crossfader. So if I start deck C here with DJ Chesto, at the moment deck C is not attached to the crossfader, so if I press the left pitch bend button here, I will attach it to the left side, and here to the right side. And if I press again, unattached. So that's a pretty nice feature. Now for the EQ kill buttons. EQ low kill buttons are now functioning for assigning which deck is master deck. So if I start up deck A and deck C, I have synced deck A and B, and I've synced deck B to deck A. So at the moment I control tempo of both decks with the left tempo fader. And the right won't do anything. I can change that by pressing EQ kill low here. So now I switch it over here instead. And this one won't do anything. So this way you can assign which deck is master deck. The EQ mid buttons, the left one is for deleting hot cues. I'll get back to that when we cover the Akai unit. On the right side you can make it display slider values instead of slider functions. The EQ high will toggle browser view, and the EQ high on the right side will toggle snap and quantize on and off. So that pretty much covers it for the Numark unit. Let's move on to the Akai unit. That was quite hard to program because of the rotaries, which are endless rotaries but can only send incremental decremental values as NRPN messages, and that was very hard to figure out, and I was almost about to give up until I was lucky enough to stumble on a guy called DJMK on Native Instruments Forum who found a way to solve that. So I'm very happy he did, and I've supplied a link for his description because I know I'm not the only one who has worked really hard to find a way to make these function as endless encoders. But what I have done is I have made the top here control pre-gain. I've set the resolution quite high because I like to be able to set this one very precise. The second one a little lower on the resolution, and that is because I have set it to filter. And here we control key. That is a high resolution as well, because if you do harmonic mixing you want to be able to set that value quite exactly where you want it. So that controls the active deck on the left side, and here active deck on the right side. For the faders, I don't like to have shared functions for volume and for tempo. So instead here we have tempo band for deck C, and here tempo band for deck D. And here we have volume for deck A, and we have volume for deck B. Just set this one correctly. Whoops. So the center buttons here are for panning. So if you start up deck A, if you start up deck A here, I can control panning, right, left, right, left. The same goes over here. Right, left, right, left. And if I switch deck, I can also do it for deck C and D. So that covers faders and knobs. Now on to the pads. You have 4 pad banks on an Akai, so each bank has a different function. Pad bank A is for hot cues. So now you have hot cue 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on deck A, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on deck B. So when you do it, it either sets a hot cue if a hot cue isn't present, or if it is present, it will just play it. So you can also set up new hot cues here, if you like. If you want to delete them again, you press the EQ mid button on the left side, and then you can remove individual hot cues again. Over here, you have the same function for deck B. If you want to do it for deck C and D, instead of switching down here on the mix track unit, you switch to pad bank B. This way you can be playing around on deck A and B while doing hot cue tricks on deck C and D. That's pretty nice, I think. So go down here. Instead, the hotkeys are for deck C, and over here it's for deck D. I'll save pad bank C to last because I really like that. Bank D is for beat jumping, so if I start deck A, I can use this one to jump 4 beats forward here, 8 beats forward, 16 beats forward, and 32 beats forward, here 4 beats backwards, 8 beats backwards, 16 beats backward, and 32 beats backward. That's for the active left side, and here for the active right side. Now I'm going to stand up to see what I'm doing here, so you have to watch my belly a bit. So for pad bank C, my favorite, I have made some instant effects that can be activated with a press of a button. So how this works is, if I start up the box here, and I can simply press here to set a gator on effect unit 3. Here I have one on effect unit 2. Here I have peak filter on effect unit 2. And over here I have a turntable effect on effect unit 3. Here I have a format filter, a flanger, lo-fi effect, and phaser. All of these will engage the effect on the second effect in the group, and this one will engage on the third effect in the group. And more so if I set on peak filter here, then I control the amount of the effect unit 2 with the left jog wheel. And if I set on flanger effect here on effect unit 3, I can set the amount of the left jog wheel. So that means you can combine them. For instance, I can set on a gator here, and a peak filter, combine it. I think it sounds pretty cool. And I can control parameters for both A and B at the same time if I'm a little handy. So the first 2 columns here are for the left deck, and the second 2 columns are for the right deck. So if I change it up, start deck C, I have access to the same effect on deck C and D as well. So that pretty much covers my mapping for these two. Hope you like it. If you have any comments, suggestions, or questions, feel free to comment this video. But as some of you might agree with me on, you can never have enough buttons, and you can never have enough faders, you can never have enough rotaries. So I'm thinking about actually exchanging this one and instead buying an Ovation Launchpad and an Evolution UC33E. But the Evolution UC33E is no longer on sale in stores, so if you by any chance live inside the European Union and have one of them for sale, feel free to contact me, because I would really like to get my hands on one of these units. Hope you like my mapping. Have fun!